I think I fucked up. Hello, everyone. I think I was talking to myself for a minute there. Good to see a few people just come on. If you didn't hear what I said before, this is an opportunity for people to come on that aren't really well known, who don't really, make videos or whatever on YouTube, and might give the opportunity to, give their opinions on things. So we have one guy here from last week, good old Mickey. Hello, Mickey.
Good afternoon. Sorry, just eating there. Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Well, have you changed your hairstyle, mate?
No, I was wearing a cap last week.
Oh, okay.
Can you see that?
So hang on, mate. I'll just check out who's in the room here. G'day, Pyman, Eric, Azzy, Fred, Archimedean, Matthew, and good old St. George. Tom, I hope you could try for the third time to actually get on tonight. We do want to hear what you want to say. You've come on a few times and you've just sort of disappeared. I hope you've sorted out your problems there. Anyway, it's just you and me, Mickey, right now. But apparently, not apparently, there's a few people that did want to come on, a couple of females. Tracy Robertson, who's been dying to come on, and there's a lovely young woman here in Australia who was keen to come on, and let's just hope they turn up. So how you been, Mickey, anyway?
Mm-hmm. Good. Feeling like I live in a mental asylum at the moment. It's so mad at the moment. I feel like I'm living in some sort of weird Monty Python sketch.
Join the score.
There's a lot going on.
Join the chorus.
Yeah, it's bonkers. It really is. Can you hear me okay, by the way? A few people last week were saying my mic was too low. A few people on the chat were saying my mic was too low. So,
no, I hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect. Are you at work? Cool. Is this your break at work again?
Yeah, it's my lunch break. So I'm good till about 5 to 1, something like that.
So another 50-odd minutes I can have you on it. That's great.
Yeah.
Great you come on, mate, and hopefully you got some sort of...
Thanks for having me on, mate, because it gives me a chance to, talk honestly, because you can't normally, you can't talk to people. They're so... either they don't want to talk about it, they're in denial, or they just believe this whole mainstream bullshit and don't want to hear it. So I appreciate you giving us a chance to come on and just have an hour of sense. Thanks.
Well, I'm no big man or anything, but I'm trying to do my best to do this, to get people to come on. You won't see the big guys doing something like this. When I say, I won't mention names, but they've got a lot of patrons, and to be honest, they don't give a shit about them. They couldn't give two rats about it. They get their money rolling in, and never.
Peekay, you're breaking up.
Well. Sorry, can anyone hear me?
Peekay, I'm gonna dial back in because you break up. Try again. You're breaking up a lot then.
Well, I'm hearing you all right. Is everyone else hearing me all right, or is it just Mickey that's not hearing me? We'll just see what they say in the chat. Hang on a minute. Can you hear me, Mickey, all right?
I can now, yeah. I was having real problems about 30 seconds ago. It could be me because I'm tethering my iPad to my phone. If it carries on, I'll try through my phone.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I don't think it's my end. But what I was trying to say is...
it's probably me, yeah.
What I was trying to say, I'm no big knob or anything, but I like to give the opportunity for guys like you and others to come on. You won't see this from the big guys. I won't mention names, but... They've got patrons, like you cannot believe, and they're rolling in the money. They couldn't give two stuffs about the people that donate to them. They could not give a hoot about it. It's all about themselves. But, I want to offer this opportunity, like I said, You know, I don't know you. I've never met you before, but you've come on the second time, and it's great that we can hear someone from you. And I'm sure, you know, Muhammad will come on later, or others that no one would ever have heard of about before. And mate, I don't want to use this term that these fucking putrid fucking bastards are using. We're all in this together, and we're all in this together.
We are. Yeah.
In a way to against this shit, mate. And I've got a lot to talk about what's been going on in the last week. But just on you, Mickey, what have you noticed there in your hospital there?
I'm not in a hospital, mate. I'm not in a hospital. Just what you're saying about, you know, they keep on, we're all in this together, and yet everything they're doing seems to be fabric. Well, not even unpicking it; they're just smashing it with an axe. Now, the very fabric that holds society together, everything is being done to divide us rather than unite us. Everything. There's been so much happening, certainly in the UK, that I think. And I know in the rest of the world that's been done just to simply divide us all and push us all apart, you know. At a time we should be coming together, we're being divided. There's massive identity wars going on. Who's the most oppressed at the moment? Is it the blacks, the whites, the Muslims, the transgenders, the gays? All of that's going on. And that's just a massive distraction from what's the shit that's really happening. I mean, Mohammed said it last week, you know, there's something very big coming, and he's right. You know, there's more and more unemployment every day, thousands of jobs. Every time you switch the news on, thousands and thousands of jobs are going every day. And people are worrying. The BBC at the weekend put a programme out about how the countryside in the UK is racist. The countryside is racist. That's what the BBC put out. While everything's going to shit, mate, and people can't, or if people do see it, they don't say anything.
Well, I'll tell you now, Mickey. I was going to make a video on this today. Actually, they do want everyone to be out of work or unemployed. That is one of their agendas, because in that way the middle class will be absolutely eliminated. What's going on here, I don't know if it's the same in Britain. The unemployed are getting extra money from what they were getting. So that keeps them quiet, that keeps them happy. Mm-hmm. And not only that, there are the people who are out of work, they were getting like a job, what's it called? Not a job seeker, a job something, which is paying them money for not being at work, which is what they want them to do, sit at home and not work, because that's, you know, destroying the businesses. And I'm going to read out a list of businesses that someone sent me that are going down the tube. They want all, you know, the middle class to be absolutely eliminated, and it's just going to be the top echelon, whatever you want to call it, and the slaves down the bottom. If you want to go to the Georgia Guidestones, 600 million people is all they want on this planet. They're probably going to be 1 million, and the rest are going to be just their slaves to do the dirty work. And that's how it is, mate. You know, and people, I speak to people. I even, you know, played golf with one today. He's unemployed, and he's happy as Larry, because he's getting double the money he was getting 3 months ago. And he says, I don't give a shit. I think this is great. This is great. I said, and this is what he told me last week. And the first thing I said to this clown today when I rolled up to golf, listen, mate, I've got to ask you this question. In 2 months' time, when they knock on your door and they say, vaccinate or no unemployment benefits, what are you going to do? He said, oh, fuck, let them vaccinate me. I don't give a fuck. And that's how they're doing it. That's how they've got everyone by the balls. They're throwing out all this money. People say, oh, yeah, I don't give a fuck, vaccinate me. And it's going to happen to all of the mothers with children.
And that's how they're going to do it. They're not going to mandate it. Bill Gates said as much. He did an interview with Anderson Cooper in the last week. I know you love Anderson Cooper. And he basically said, he hinted that they won't be mandated, but so you can guarantee that they'll be coerced, the vaccines. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to go on a bus. You won't be able to go to the shops. There'll be a digital health passport that's coming in. I don't know if you've seen this, but we're going to have digital health passports. So,
well, I heard today. Look, I'll get. Wait till people come on or others come on. What's going on in Victoria? I don't know if you heard what's happening here in Victoria. Have you?
No.
Well, I'll get onto that later on.
Was it a second wave or something? Was it a second wave or
something like that? Shit.
Was it? Yeah. Okay.
Second wave, my ass. I mean,
well, that's coming. That's coming for sure. They
keep
on about it.
I'll tell you what's happened here, but I'll wait till a few more people come on. Hang on. I've been on a fast for a few days. I'm lashing out on having a drink.
Why are you fasting?
Because it's good for you, mate.
Okay.
It's something everyone should do. It cleans out your body. I'll tell you what, because you asked me. I actually cheated this time. I had a few wines at night and had a few bickies with tuna, but I never had a solid meal for 8 days. Today's my 8th day. I usually stop at 7, but I went an extra day. And by God, you feel so good after it. I swear by it. The first 2 or 3 days, it is, I'll say it is fucking hard.
Yeah.
You want to eat. You want to go to the fridge. All you're thinking about is eat. I got to eat or I got to drink. But I'm telling you what, the last 3 days, you don't even feel like eating. It's an amazing feeling, and you feel better. I mean, obviously, you drop a few kilos, but that's not the main thing. But people, I mean, I'm not gonna, what's the word? I'm not an expert on this, but I've done this for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years. I haven't done it for like 4 or 5 months, but I usually do it during the summer, where I can actually, combining with this, I actually go for walks and to kill time. But it's the first time I've done it during the winter time. And what I do is I go to bed early, I sleep in, and I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it, haven't tried. It's all mind over matter. The guy that put me onto it 2 years ago, he said, "You'd be lucky to do 3 days." I said, "Fuck," I tried it, and after 1 or 2 days, I said, "No way." But I've done a few 3 or 4 7-day jobs where I drank liquid, but then I went to dry one. The dry one is like double the effect. By God, and apparently 9 days is the longest you can go on a dry fast.
So what do you drink? What do you drink? Just water? Is that all you take? Water?
No, I drink beer and wine. No.
I think I could handle that.
But the last few days I've been drinking like lemon tea in the morning or even a cup of coffee. But I haven't taken any solids, and you notice a difference. You don't have a crap, whatever you want to call it. But funny enough, you have a mug of tea, and by God, you piss it out the next hour. It's amazing how the body works.
Yeah.
Straight through. But there's nothing like a good crap, as you know. But 7 days I haven't had a crap, and tonight I tell you what, like I said, I played golf this morning. I know.
Jesus. Stand by after that first meal, then you take.
We're just rambling on. I should have finished last night. That was my 7 days. I said, fuck it. I went this morning. I didn't have a breakfast, and I went to golf early. And by God, after 4.5 hours of golf, I was busting for a drink. But then I said, fuck it. I splashed out. I went to bought all this grog, I bought all this food, and I got home, and I knocked down a can of Coke with brandy, I think it was, in about 10 seconds flat. I thought, oh, fuck. Then I've had 2 beers now. I bought all this beer, and I've had 2 beers. And, you know, it's a release. I don't give a fuck.
No.
And anyway.
Do you still have the same energy levels? Do you feel your energy levels drop when you do it?
No, I felt like playing golf today. My energy levels were so much better than last week. Before that, last week I was stuffed, absolutely stuffed. And today I felt great. And I just mentioned today I was gone in the last hole. I went through the back. I skanked me shot through the back, 25 meters past over the green in the rough, and I chipped on, and it lipped the hole. It went 1 foot past, and I tapped in, and I tied with the 2 other guys I bet with. It was an amazing shot. But yeah, my energy levels were so much better today than last week. So it has to do. You know, I'm not a young bloke anymore. But, you know, I'm in my 60s. Fuck, you know. And yeah, sorry, Piper. Yeah, I know I shouldn't drink Coke. It's a lot of shit. But when you got a bottle of brandy, you know, I like to mix it with something. But anyway,
would you want to be young now, though, Peekay? Would you want to be 20 now with what's going on? I always think I'm in my 40s. I'm glad. I wouldn't want to be 20 now. With all the shit that's going on.
Mickey, I say that now. I'm in my 60s, and fucking hell, I've said it. If I was in my 20s or 30s, by God, no way, no. And look, you know, I've just had I have. My daughter's just had another son. He's what, he's 3.5 months old. And by God, you know, I don't know the future of my grandkids. I've got 2 grandkids. I've got 2 children. And, you know, it's not about, if I die tomorrow, fucking bad luck. You know, not bad luck, but, you know, I've had a good life. You know, if I go tomorrow, I don't want to go tomorrow. I like to live longer. I'd like to live this fucking through. My biggest fucking dream is that, you know, in my lifetime, this shit is all over, and we get rid of the evil fucking that's been controlling us for centuries. And I've said this years ago, when this does happen, I don't know where we're going to have it, Wembley Stadium or the MCG. We'll have the wildest fucking party the world has ever seen. And that doesn't mean all you fucking people that here right now, the fucking morons that are wearing masks, who are obeying and creating this problem, you know, we don't want you there. We don't want you there. We don't want you to say, oh, yeah, we knew about that. Yeah, we just didn't want to say anything. Yeah, get fucked. You didn't want to know about it for years and years. We've been telling you, and we've been ridiculed. Don't fuck it up.
I think a lot of the I think not a lot, but some of the mask wearers actually know it's bullshit, but they do it as virtue signaling because they don't want to. They don't want to get in confrontations with other people. There's the mask wearing now. That's going to be the next thing in the UK is mandatory mask wearing outdoors. That is going to be the next thing. I think that's. Did you hear about a place called Leicester in the UK being locked down? Everything else is opening up this weekend in the UK, but Leicester is remaining locked down for another 2 weeks. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, mate. Look,
I think that's a threat. That and a means of bringing in mandatory masks or face coverings when they're out and about.
Mickey, it's all part of the script. Melbourne, Victoria are the guinea pigs. Leicester are the guinea pigs, and I think it's Texas in America are the guinea pigs for this second wave. I might as well get on with it now. What's going on here? Australia used to be known as the lucky country. It's the fucking, you know, I hate to say it. No, I shouldn't. But anyway, it's a fucked up country. Great people. A lot of them are obviously from, you know, multicultural from other countries that have come here. They're clueless. Fucking clueless to what's going on. So what's happening here, their script from the start, their script in this whole bullshit was allow a few fucking people that come in from a bullshit cruise ship, the Ruby Princess, and Tom fucking Hanks, and a few fucking planes from China to make believe that this virus, now the term is virus. I will use virus to make bullshit. This virus has come into this country. So what's happened? They have. The thing is, Mickey, if you don't know, they use these cases fucking shit. Cases. I could not give a fuck about your cases. It's like getting bit by a mosquito. Oh, that's a case. You got bitten by a mosquito. You're not fucking dying. You are not fucking dying. I couldn't give a fuck about your cases. So straight away, Australia has put everyone in a lockdown, but more so this fucked up state I live in called Victoria, run by a fucking communist fucking piece of garbage called Daniel Andrews. So their script was lockdown, and low numbers. But as we know, a lot of testing. That's worldwide.
The testing's bullshit.
It is, but we won't bother about that, Mickey, mate. So we've got low numbers. If you don't know Australia, we've got two big cities, Sydney and Melbourne, which are virtually half the population. Sydney, New South Wales, the state, and massive more cases and deaths. I won't get into fucking bullshit deaths. I will in a second. Victoria had fuck all, but we had the worst lockdown restrictions because we are the guinea pig state. So what happened? What's today? It's July the 1st. Let's go back 5 weeks. 5 weeks. 102 fucking deaths. 102 deaths in a population of 25 million in nearly 6 months. And this is a pandemic. Victoria was 19. In a month, we never had one fucking death. I couldn't give a fuck about your cases, like I keep saying. So what happened? I won't go into the flattening the curve garbage. So what? They're all telling us that we're going to have this second wave shit. We know it's coming because it's all part of the script. So we had the Black Marble fucking protest 4 weeks ago. 10,000 people in each city. No social distancing for 5 hours. No fucking people dying. No one in intensive care. Oh, one person. We got a case. Oh, but he brought in this fucking COVID-19 the day before, so it had nothing to do with the protest. I'm going to make a phone call in 2 days. Fucking wait for my video. So in 5 weeks, no one has fucking died from this bullshit fucking Black Marble. Oh, black fucking whatever. What is it?
Black Lives Matter.
That shit, yeah. No one has died. And yet we're going to queue up at a supermarket for 2 minutes, 6 feet apart, which I had to do today.
Yeah.
You know, I'll get to that. So we all knew everything's gone down. It's all quiet down. Everything's going good here in Australia. The football's restarted. The borders are fucking opened. The good old fucking Victoria. All of a sudden, from nowhere, cases, double-digit cases, all in a row. And it's fucking all over the news like fucking you cannot believe. So all this shit that the premiers won't allow anyone from Victoria to go over, and the football's fucked, and no one's died. No one's
Is there a
died.
local lockdown in Victoria? Like Leicester, is Victoria locked down as opposed to everywhere else?
I'll get to that, mate. I'll get to that. So, 5 days ago, whatever, our fucking dirty, stinking communist fucking premier, horrid fucking piece of garbage, horrid person, comes out with his fucking bullshit fucking press conferences. What happened? You're not going to believe this. After 4 weeks of no one dying in Australia, no one in Australia dying in fucking 4 weeks in a pandemic, all of a sudden one person dies. Guess what?
Weren't they about 102 years old or something?
No, yeah, sorry. 89 years old.
Oh, okay.
In an aged nursing home.
Yeah,
but guess what? There was another one that died a few days later. Hang on. He didn't die a few days later. He fucking died 2 months ago on April the 17th. And they've reclassified it as a COVID fucking victim. How fucking desperate are you to get someone from 2 months ago, an 89-year-old, died from whatever, heart attack, whatever, and list that as a fucking COVID-19 death. Are you fucking kidding me?
But that's so obvious. Why are they doing that? That's so obvious. They could make any statistics up and feed it out to us. Why? That doesn't make sense why they would do that or go to the bother of doing that. Or is it just putting it out there in plain sight and people still don't see it?
You can make cases up. I don't give a fuck about cases, but you cannot make up deaths. But they can. They're using old people, using them. I'm telling you now, 104 people have died. Only 12 have been named. The last 2 have not been named. Name these people. So what's happened? I'll get so in a minute. So what's happened in the last week in Victoria, in Melbourne? We've had these cases of people testing positive. Double digits, 12, 11. Now it's going to, numbers like 70 in the last week. But all they want to do is test. They're getting unemployed people, unskilled people to test people. Get fucked, So 20,000 people are tested a day. It's bullshit testing. I don't know what they do with them, what they do. They just make up the number. But all of a sudden, Victoria is in a crisis situation where there's no one died, but there's 70 cases overnight. And it's all the news, crisis, corona crisis. It's fucking absolutely, the football's fucked. They've had to cancel games. Footballers are going in overstate. Interstate won't be allowed back. Whatever, go to other places. They're going to stay there for 2 months. It is a fucking joke, and it's beyond belief. And get this. What this premier said, there was 10 suburbs. I don't know, you know what suburbs are? Little sections of like a city. 10 suburbs. He named them. Going to be affected by, going to be named. He called them hotspots, clusters. That's the new term. One family had 6 people tested positive. You know why? They all had fucking something to eat and they got food poisoning. And the food poisoning is what fucking gave the fucking coronavirus, because that's how it works. The whole family had food poisoning, but the whole family was in one suburb, and like I said, 10 suburbs are going to be go back to stage 3 lockdown. But guess what? Comes out yesterday, not 10 suburbs, 10 postcodes. Do you know what postcodes are? Like zones?
Yeah. Is that bigger than a suburb or smaller?
Yeah, it's bigger, slightly bigger. So he reads them out yesterday. 10 suburbs turned into fucking 36 suburbs. I was shocked it wasn't 33. 36
Yeah.
and they're all around my area. Luckily, I couldn't give a fuck, but they're not in my area. But, you know, my next door neighbours, they're all fucking part of it. You know, stage 3, I couldn't give a fuck. So, but guess what? They're all in the poor western suburbs, northern suburbs of fucking Melbourne, because they know they're going to, you know, use them. And for whatever reason, they'll get the vaccination for sure. Guess what? In the eastern suburbs, where this fucking piece of garbage comes from, nowhere near his fucking electorate. Nowhere near it.
No.
Oh, amazing. So what's happened today? I only hear this because I play golf and it happens to be on the radio. The Prime Minister, because what I didn't say, 900 odd people weren't fucking tested, refused testing in the poorer suburbs of these, you know, 36 suburbs. 900 and 2 of them refused this shit. So the Prime Minister's come out now and said, oh, if you don't do the test for COVID, you're going to be fined. Get fucked, fined. That's how desperate they are. I don't know. They want test. What, you know, I don't know. Why do they need the test when they're fudging the fucking numbers anyway? Is it the fucking stick something up your nose or whatever, which fucks you up anyway? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I spoke to somebody today who they knew somebody that was asked to be tested. They were supposed to turn up for a test. They got drunk, were hungover, didn't turn up for the test. They failed to turn up for it, and then got a text message saying you've tested positive for COVID, and they hadn't even taken the test.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Sorry, I just Oh, wait. Sorry, my mouse has stopped working. Wait, that's so close. Wait, there we go. I think that's better. All right, cool.
Hey, God, what do we got here? We've got a lovely looking young woman here.
Yeah, it looks very close.
Peekay, do you want me to leave you to it?
No, stay on. Sia, is it Sia or Sia or Shay or how do you pronounce it?
Oh, no, my name's actually, wait. I'm just trying to be in the middle. All right, there we go. Sorry, I haven't done this before. I think that's in the middle now. No, my name's Ashika or Ash, but I just was like trying to like be anonymous. Didn't really work, so I just used like half the letters in my name. Sia. Sorry, but my name's Ash or Ashika.
Okay, all right. Oh, Mickey, you can hang about, but we'll just have a little chat with Ashika, if you don't mind.
No problem.
All right, Ashika, the stage is yours. Tell us about you. Who are you?
Oh, all right, sure. So 28, and I just started like questioning things like that in the news. So I'm just trying to plug in my mouse. Like this year, but oh God, it's not working. Doesn't matter. So yeah, like yeah, I never really questioned like the media or those stories or anything like that up until this year when I couldn't work. I was working for myself for the last 2 years, but yeah, and so then I just had like this personal crisis or whatever, and then I had a lot of time to like research things, and it was when like the bushfires happened in Australia, and I just started really, you know, questioning the narrative. And it was actually Max Egan. Like I started watching his videos on YouTube. And then, like,
hang on. Don't mention that name.
Is it going to trigger you? Are you going to get triggered?
Triggered.
Keep going.
Anyway, so I think YouTube must have then recommended you. And so, yeah, and then I was just like, you know, like my mind was blown. It's like, God, I'm 28 and I never like questioned any of this. Like my birthday's the day after September 11. So I turned 10 when it was September 11 in Australia because it's on September 12. And I just like started, you know, there was this website called Fakeology, and then they do these podcasts, and then I started going on their Discord group, and you know, it was just like, oh my God, like I never even questioned stuff like 9/11. I mean, because I was just 10 at the time, you know, all the teachers around me are telling me it's true, and you know, this is what's happened. And I remember I was in year 4, and we had to write like poems like of condolence and stuff like that. So it's just really fascinating. Like it's, you know, been a real paradigm shift, like, you know, and, you know, questioning all the stories that happen in the media. And then because I used to be a scientist, so with this whole coronavirus stuff going on, it's like I've got coronavirus in my textbooks. I used to teach the senior immunology classes. Like, I mean, this is bullshit. So, and because I wasn't working, I was waiting for like, you know, some news. You know, I just had this time to look into things, and yeah, so I just was like, you know what, stuff it. I'm just gonna create a YouTube channel and just share my thoughts and make friends with people who are on this wavelength.
Fantastic. It's pretty good. So you're in Sydney?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I watched some of your videos.
Oh yeah.
Going back a month ago, where you went around the parks and you cut away those ribbons, whatever, around the swing. Did anything ever come from that?
Well, like I just went swinging for like 5 minutes. I was in Redfern, right? So Redfern, you know, it's a huge area of Sydney. But I was just like, well, I'm going to see if anyone's going to like say anything while I go. I had to jump over the fence because there were cable ties or whatever. So I tried to rip off whatever tape I could, and then I like went and ripped off some more. And then this guy, like one woman came and started talking to me, and she said, yeah, like we've been questioning this as well. So then I gave her my YouTube, and then the one guy who was a flight attendant, he said, you know, him and the whole industry suffered, and he was really angry. And I said to him, look, you're so emotional, like calm down, it's okay, let's have a logical discussion, you know. And I said, there's this Who post on Twitter, we can go through it, and it's so clear that they're misleading the public with the words that they're using. They're comparing the diagnosed cases of influenza versus their reported cases of corona. I said, you know, we can go through this stuff. I used to be a scientist. You know, if you want to talk about what grows on an agar plate, if you really think that, you know, stopping children from playing at the park is a way to stop a virus from spreading, you're deluded. Like, and he said he called the police on me, and like a family member's got a business there, and I was like, oh, you know, just tell them to come there, then, you know, they can come find me. But they never came. You know, it's all, and I just laughed on the train back home, and I just thought, you know, these idiots, like, I reckon the police would have just laughed at that flight attendant, because he would have been like, we need to, you know, swab everything that she's touched, and we need to get it clinically cleaned. And it's like, you know, he would have been mad in the head, but obviously just really emotional, because he's just thinking about the job that he's lost. And, you know, it's like people just can't see the bigger picture. Like, they
you can't get logical conversation anymore.
There's
no logical conversation.
No, but what's really amazing is like, so I never had any interest of like, you know, doing a YouTube channel or just talking to people in public. But just seeing everyone scared from this coronavirus, like, really made me just want to talk to people in public. And, you know, I just started talking to people on the bus, and just like, you know, just at the traffic lights and stuff. And, you know, and then most of the people I talk to, they realize it's all ridiculous. Like, I've even said out loud on the bus, like, this is all brainwashing. No one's done anything to me. And like one of my videos, I'm like standing there. I used to live in North Sydney, which is one of the busiest areas of Sydney, just before the Harbour Bridge. And I'm just standing there laughing at the signs, video recording it. There's a police car that goes past. Like, they can't do anything to me, because it's like, you don't put out that energy of fear, you know, and they can't, because it's unconstitutional anyway. It's all bullshit what they're doing. None of it's legalized. And all of this is like what I call a red herring. I'm studying cybersecurity now, so I can see, you know, how smart cities are being built. I can see how there's going to be sensors on everything. I know that the Internet of Things is the future. Like, I've had to, like, you know, I can configure smart homes now, and, you know, make sensors on lights and all that. And I, you know, this was back in like April. Like, I made some videos on the amendments to the telecommunications bill in Australia. And so what all of this whole coronavirus thing is about infrastructure building. It's about, each country meeting the United Nations sustainable development goals so that they can get all the infrastructure built, get these smart cities built. And, like this telecommunications bill, it went from Australia sharing telecommunications data with 5 countries to Australia sharing telecommunications data with 190 countries, and then, or plus whatever. And then it changed the definition of a country to an agency. So that means, the telecommunication providers, the agencies that request telecommunications data, they're not actually liable to domestic laws or anything. So encryption was gone, already. Paul Fletcher had the second reading in April. He's a telecommunications minister in Australia. Like, it's gone. Encryption's gone. So, like, it really is about this whole new, building these, technology cities and all that. So that's my take on it.
Have you heard much about digital health passports, Ash?
No, but like that's probably what's happening. Yeah, everything's going to be.
No, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my just the IoT labs that I had to do. It was like, think of an inanimate object that you can put a sensor on, and like the Cisco assignment, the example they gave me was a toilet paper roll. I mean, it's just ridiculous, but this is the level of sensors that we're going to have everywhere.
Just hold you there. I've got a comment from Fred Smith.
Oh yeah.
Gee, looks and brains are a rare combination. Was that referred? Is that referred to Mickey or Ashika?
What did he say?
I can't get that.
Looks and brains, a rare combination.
I don't think it's me, because Johnny's list says I've got a pyramid on my head. So, which is true. I do, but I don't think he's talking about me.
Yeah, I don't think so either, mate. Look, Mickey, how long you got before you got to go back to work? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, mate. 10 minutes.
Well, Ashika, I'll just have a little break from you. Well done before. And Mickey, if you want to say...
I can't follow that. Don't ask me to follow that.
No, she said she was too scared to come on because she didn't know what to say.
She looks very scared.
Yeah. Never done this.
Ash, what's the name of your channel on YouTube, mate?
Oh, it's See a True. The name there.
Yep.
Wait.
Check it.
There. Wait. How can I? That one there.
Yeah.
She hasn't done much lately. We go back 5 years ago. She sang. Some guy was playing a guitar, and she has got a beautiful voice. I'm telling you. And I made a comment to her just yesterday, I think it was, and she gave me one mark for it, I think. Anyway,
so talented as well.
Talented, beautiful, and smart. Wow.
Okay. I think ISIS are on the way back, Peekay.
Why?
ISIS are making a comeback.
Oh, shit. What have they done?
Seen a couple of little reports in the press recently warning businesses, schools, hospitals to be terror ready. And we've had a couple of incidents in the UK recently, one in Reading, where 3 guys were stabbed to death by some bloke shouting Allahu Akbar, obviously. And then there was a stabbing in Glasgow that was really, really weird, obviously fake. It had all the red flags of a fake event that you could see, mass coverage, all of that sort of thing. First of all, they were saying that was a terror attack, and then they changed their mind and said that it was a disgruntled asylum seeker that wasn't happy with the conditions he was living in. He didn't have enough Wi-Fi or something, so he went and stabbed a load of people. But that was obviously a fake event. But I think we're going to see more terror attacks coming in as well.
Mickey, I'll ask you this question: if you were ISIS, why the fuck would you want to stab some poor bloke walking across a bridge? Tell me.
I don't know. I'm not ISIS. You've got to ask somebody who's in ISIS. I don't know.
You look like a terrorist. I just thought
I look like a terrorist. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking beyond belief. The shit that.
It's,
but
mark my words, we are going to have. We are going to have. ISIS are making a comeback. What
fucking joke?
Where have ISIS been during the coronavirus?
Exactly.
Where have all these suicidal maniacs been? Have they been self-isolating? Have they been
no, they're not real.
Distancing?
It's like archetype summoning.
We know that.
It's all
it makes no
nonsense.
sense. If I was an ISIS terrorist, which I'm not, I think during the pandemic would be an ideal time. People are scared. People are frightened, and it'd be an ideal time to go out and blow people. There's still people out there. Go to Bournemouth Beach. Apparently, there was 500,000 people there last week. Go and blow them up. Ideal opportunity.
I don't think people have blown up.
Where have they been? You know, bullshit. Bullshit.
Who tells these people in London to stab whoever? Who controls them? It's fucking. It's been. Honestly, it's, you know, going through this COVID.
You couldn't go last year, Peekay, over the last couple of years, you couldn't go a day without a small snippet on the news of seeing somebody that's been stabbed to death in London. And it would be a quick, somebody stabbed to death in London, and then they move on. That was a daily thing, daily stabbings in London. But then suddenly, you know, somebody stabs somebody and then they present it as a terror attack. Why are they suddenly presenting that as a terror attack? What's different about that compared with all these other stabbings?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
A stabbing is a fucking stabbing. I couldn't give a stuff. What terrorist or fucking whatever. It's a stabbing. Yeah, but the first thing on the news is, we don't think it was a terrorist attack, or
how do they know? How do they before they've even investigated?
It's
crazy.
Police think it wasn't a terrorist attack. It's because it's not in the fucking script to say it's a terrorist attack. It makes no difference. It's an attack. It's a stabbing. I couldn't give a fuck what it was. You know. Anyway, you're gonna laugh at that, but you know.
Anyway, they're on the way back. That's what I think. I think that's what we're gonna be talking about as well in coming weeks. I think ISIS are they're gonna have an encore. They're gonna come back.
No one gives a fuck about that, mate. You know, Greta Thunberg's gonna make an appearance again, and they'll just keep bringing fucking bullshit fucking things in. That for the last 6 years, just to fucking top up this fucking COVID-19 crap. It's
they say the lockdown has been good for the environment, but when the football season started up again 2 weeks ago in Britain, they were saying they were bussing a full team in on 3 separate coaches. Is he there? Has he collapsed?
No, I think
he's finally gone.
Scratching me back.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Go. You're right. You have to send me fucking.
You need one of those back scratchers, Peekay. You know?
I know. I haven't got.
When the football season started again in Britain 2 weeks ago, they were bussing a full team. So there's I think it's 11 players. I don't know a lot about football. 11 players in on 3 different coaches for social distancing. 3 different coaches. How's that helping the environment?
That's not.
Greta would be shitting herself, wouldn't she?
You know what I don't understand? They come up with this shit that carbon emissions are lower. Who the fuck can read carbon emissions? And where do you take these readings?
Greta can see it in the air.
I know
she can see it.
But she's nothing.
There's a bit of carbon.
Oh, mate, if you want a brain transplant, just call Greta. There's nothing that fucking thing can't do. But who records these fucking carbon emissions shit? I mean, it's fucking bullshit. Carbon emissions. Yeah. Honestly, I just want to get back to. Or did I finish what I was saying there? I think I did. Yeah. If we don't take a test, we're going to get fined. Get fucked. Come to my door. Come to my fucking door, and I will fucking tell you what I think about you. Unemployed idiots that have been given this job or your fucking job, fucking whatever that gives you this job. You've never had a job for 5 years, and you're knocking on my fucking door to tell me to fucking take a test for something that doesn't even fucking exist. Get the fuck out of my fucking place.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all just fear mongering. It's not. They can't. No one's gonna, force vaccinations on us. It's all just fear mongering. I reckon. I don't. It's playing into a Bible narrative. It's playing into things that have already been pre-programmed. Like if you look at Revelations 3:11, it talks about, be careful so no one takes away your crown. And then on March 11, so 3:11, that's when the WHO said, it looks like a pandemic. They announced the worldwide corona, which is Spanish for crown. And then you had on, like Revelations 6:5 talks about like a lamb being slain. And so then on June 5, we had the strawberry eclipse. It's like, everyone saw red. And so, I've got the idea that a lot of the Bible is symbolic and, things that we see playing out, this whole idea that the vaccination is going to be the mark of the beast. It's just playing into the book of Revelations and the symbols in there, I think. So I don't, I'm not fearful or anything like that. Like they want to get the infrastructure built. Like I know architects who've said to me that everyone in the industry in Sydney, the builders, the architects know that the whole lockout laws wasn't for, social measures or to protect lives or anything like that. They know that the whole lockout laws was, so if you don't know what the lockout laws were, apparently there were these, punches and it killed like these 2 young men. And so then what happened was that the, Premier or whatever shut down the whole, like drinking part of Sydney. And then, they had these lockout laws where everyone had to leave a venue by like 1 a.m. and then they couldn't order a drink or whatever. But anyway, so it made King's Cross dead. And so what then happened was the developers went in because like I remember because I was doing community radio at the time, like, musicians, bar managers were saying they were losing all their gigs. They had to close their bars or whatever. And so then the developers came in, and then, like architects in Sydney, like they all know that it was just a redevelopment, project, this whole lockout laws. And so what appears to be happening with this corona is an extrapolation of that, just worldwide shutdown. And so that businesses, have to, close shop and then developers can come in and buy. And then they can build their buildings in accordance with the UN framework of, the unit size requirements for the smart cities. So, I mean, to me, it seems like they're following some sort of procedure. Like it's, you can just go to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals website and they've got really easy to read, colorful infographics. And I think it's goal 7 or 9 that we're up to, which is infrastructure. And they say that that's the core goal. So once they can get the infrastructure built, then all their other sustainable development goals can be achieved. And so, like, to me, like, just like looking at logic and looking at, like patterns that, with the bills being passed, with things that I'm learning in my cybersecurity course and just, things that I see in world events, it really does look like this is a whole big infrastructure building project that's going on now. And so
I've got to go in a minute. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask one last thing. Have either of you ever heard of Simon Dolan?
No.
All right. He's a British entrepreneur and he is taking the UK government to court, accusing them of that the lockdown is illegal in the UK and he's got a preliminary hearing tomorrow. And the reason I don't think this is bullshit is because when I was searching for it on the internet, I couldn't find it in any mainstream publications. I only found out about it from alternative independent media. It's Simon Dolan. He's taking the UK government to court, and he reckons he's got 1,200 pages of evidence to show that the UK lockdown is illegal, and he's got his preliminary hearing tomorrow, and it's being done by a video conference, so should be on YouTube. I don't think he'll win, but I really hope he does. I just wondered if either of you have heard that.
No.
It would be massive if he does win. but I don't think he will. I just wanted to end on that. I just wanted to see if either of you had heard of him, because, again, I hadn't heard anything about it till I heard it on a alternative independent media. So I don't think it's bullshit. I think it's true. So good luck to him. I'm gonna have to jump off, PK. It's been a lot of fun again. Thank you so much for letting me on. Ash, lovely to meet you.
Yes, you too.
We'll see you next week, Vicky. Hopefully, we'll check out. What was his name again?
Simon Dolan.
Simon
Dolan. Dolan. Dolan.
We'll Google it and we'll go on YouTube and check him out in the next day or two. Good luck.
All right. Yeah. Good luck to him, but I don't think he stands much of a chance, even with any good evidence that he's got. You know, I think the odds are against him, but we can only keep our fingers crossed. Yeah. Thanks so much. I'm going to leave. I'll leave you guys to it. Take care. See you next week. Hopefully, PK.
No worries, Mickey. Cheers, mate.
Everybody on chat. Take care. Bye. Bye.
All right, I'm stuck with the Sheikah. Look, this is going to be your only one and only time on here, Sheikah, because I'm sorry, you're too knowledgeable, you're too good looking to come on my show, because we don't normally have people as smart as you to come on our show. Oh, I'm only joking. It's fantastic.
All right, thank you for having me. It's been lots of fun. Yeah, I don't know how you can do it. Like, it's so, like, so you got to organize this screen thing, and then you got to look through comments while people, oh, wow, like, it's so much. Like, well done. Like, I can't, wow, so organized. And then people comment while the show's going on.
All right, because it's only me and Sheikah. People in chat, if you want to ask any questions to the lovely woman, you know, start asking. You don't have to ask me any questions, but we'll end this show. How long? Oh, nearly going an hour already.
All right. Sorry, I was late. I'm not very good with time, and I don't know why.
Don't do it again, all right? Or you'll be dead. All right, guys. Ask the lovely woman any question you like. No personal stuff. Oh, you know, even personal. I don't care.
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to plug my. I can't. Oh, I knew. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my mouse to work.
A lot of guys out there who come on my shows jealous that there's a good-looking woman that's come on and it's very knowledgeable as well. But anyway, is Shia single?
Oh no, I've started seeing someone, so I mean that's kind of exciting, isn't it? So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Oh, you're barred now. See ya. She has them keep going.
How are you going, Peekay? Are you going good? I watched your video in the garden, and I think that's really great that you're growing things. Like, I think that's just so important to do, like to create our own spaces and be resourceful like that. Are they going good?
It's no big deal. I just planted a few things, you know, but it's nothing better than growing your own things, you know.
Yeah, I love it.
You get
that's
that.
So good.
I put a lot of what did I put in there? Radishes, which I like.
Yeah, nice.
And broccoli and cabbage, and I don't know. You know, winter time I've never done it before. I usually grow stuff in summer. Tomatoes. Yeah. I had so many tomatoes last summer. I was eating tomatoes. I was eating caterpillar, but I love tomatoes. And
me too. They're my favorite, like vegetable or fruit. Yeah, I love them.
You know what's the worst thing? Like, I ate tomatoes like you cannot believe. And you know, for how many months? And then when it finally ran out, you say, "Oh fuck, I've got no tomatoes." So you go to the veggie store, and you're going to pay $6.99 for these fucking tomatoes. You go, "Oh fucking no! I got to pay $6.99 a kilo for this shit when they were coming out of me bum fucking for 2 months."
Oh, wait! Did you get angry? Did you get angry in the shops?
No. I just bought them. Fucking anyway. Ask if many people in her age group are awake. I'm asking you, many people in your age group are awake.
Oh yeah. I've started like I talk to my friends about it, and I give them like my YouTube channel, because like I was trying to be anonymous. I just made this new YouTube channel like in February, because I was like, oh, I don't know, I got all paranoid and stuff. Like, can you question this stuff? But now it's like, you know what? Like, you just learn that unless you're going to put out that fear energy, you can't receive any fear energy. But yeah, I chat to my friends, like my real life friends, and I'm on Discord as well. So like I've made like a lot of friends on Discord, and I've got my own server, and it's really fascinating. Like, it's actually really easy, like just to talk to people in public and just start conversations with them. And, because we're all human, and, when you use things like logic, like people, it's like you're bringing to the forefront of someone's mind, to take them out of their midbrain, amygdala, emotional responses, like you're bringing them to the forefront, like your frontal lobe and their logical thinking parts of their brain. So, yeah, look, I think it's interesting. I think people from all age groups can be, realizing stuff like that.
Next question from the same person, from my friend Christina. Have you lost any friends over your views?
No, I haven't. Like, I had one friend call me a conspiracy theorist earlier this year, and it really hurt so much. But it was good that I started like this YouTube channel, because then I got some friends here, and like they're actually my real life friends now as well. And so I was able to call them, and then I'm on, like I said, Discord as well, so I have friends on there. Discord is like a gaming chat platform, but a lot of people use it as well to communicate. But yeah, no, I've always been a critical thinker, because I used to be a scientist. People, like my friends, are used to me questioning everything. So I guess in that respect, I was fortunate.
I'll ask you the question. When someone calls you a conspiracy theorist, what is a conspiracy theorist?
Oh, I say to them, I'm a critical thinker, and I say, are you conflating the terms?
I'll tell you what a conspiracy theorist is, all right?
Oh, yeah.
And I hope anyone that, comes up to you, or you say to them, whatever, they say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You come back to them and say, I am a person that researches a subject.
Yeah.
And then I use my logic and critical thinking skills to form an educated opinion, instead of just blindly believing whatever you see on TV.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
That sounds perfect.
And we'd just love to see what their reply is.
Yeah, well, they can't. I mean, when you're logical like that, people can't. And people want to. Like, it actually brings a lot of calm, when people can see things logically as well. And it's to get people out of that, really dramatic, theatrical, emotional state of mind that they can be in. It's like they're hypnotized by the news, and they're just automatically in this fear mode.
I mean, we are labeled, conspiracy theorists, like we're the bad people. Anti-vaxxers, the bad people. And when are people going to wake up that we're not the fucking bad people? We don't do this. We don't do this shit because we got egos, or we want to fucking, big note ourselves. We do it because we fucking care about people and humanity. That's all. I'm sure. Is that how you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's like, I don't even use that word conspiracy theorist. I mean, I'm a critical thinker, and just, information doesn't have to be good or bad. You can be neutral about it. And, and I also see patterns, like, if I'm seeing the same numbers pop up in things, if I'm seeing symbols like in the same events, that's pattern recognition. Like, that's a valuable skill. And so I guess sometimes like abstracting it for people, instead of, because otherwise, like in rhetorical argument, there's like the pathos, the ethos, and the logos. And so oftentimes people are just caught up in the pathos, in the emotion of an argument. And so, yeah, bringing it out for them, and viewing yourself that way as well. you don't have to call yourself the labels they call you, conspiracy theorists or whatever. Like, I mean, that's just nonsense. Like, that's just name calling. That's ad hominem. So, yeah.
All right. I meant to mention this. I was going to make a video of this, but I won't. I'll do it here. I don't know if people have followed my channel. I've made a few videos where I go out and I give my experiences of. I talk to people at the supermarket, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll tell people what I did. Was it 2 days ago?
Yeah.
I came back. I don't know where it was, but anyway, I went shopping in a small shopping centre not far from me. And there's a store called Aldi, A-L-D-I.
Yeah.
And I walked past that. As I was walking past it, because I wanted to go to the fruit and veggie store, which is like 30 metres away from it. This young guy, 15, 16, something like that. It was hard to tell because he was wearing a mask. He and his father walked into Aldi, both wearing masks. And I thought, how the fuck, looking at this young guy wearing a mask, it's sickening. So I went and did my shopping at the fruit and veggie place. Got my stuff, 5 minutes, or probably a little bit more, 10. I walked back to Aldi because I want to go there as well. Just by chance, this young guy walked out of Aldi. And I said, excuse me, can I ask you a question? He said, yeah. Are your parents forcing you to wear this mask? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm telling you, mate, you shouldn't be wearing this. It's about my safety. I said, mate, I think I mentioned my YouTube channel. Please go on Peekay Censored. Again, whatever. There's 3 videos I made where people have stuck the gauge, whatever, under their mask, and within seconds, it's gone crazy because it's dropped down from 21.5 below the 19.5, which is the accepted rate of oxygen levels, to 17, whereas you can't be breathing oxygen. He went, really? And I said, yeah, just do some research, mate, and tell your parents to wake fucking up. And I just walked away. So hopefully I put something into this kid's mind. But then I got home, I drove down up my driveway, and I started taking my shopping out of my, back of my car. And this family of a father and a mother, and I think it was about 4 children on their bikes. Just had to go past me. Never seen them again ever in my life. Hello, can I just ask you a question? Yeah, sure. How do you think the situation is? And the woman said straight to me, I think it's all, it's just crazy. It's all, overblown and all this. I says, you're right. You know what? You know what? It's all fucking bullshit. And by God. And I spoke to them for like 5 minutes and they all wanted to listen to me. I mentioned about Bill Gates, George Soros, and hopefully I woke them up. And I don't know if their 4 kids were listening. But by God, that was my day 2 days ago. So that I won't make a video on it. There it is, everyone. So, Ashika, do you ever go out on the streets and talk to people like that?
Yeah, definitely. I just talk to people in my everyday, like if I'm at the shops, and I always start conversations with the cashiers and like when they had the alcohol, and I said to them, do you realize that's ruining your skin barrier, like the epidermis of your skin? And I said, in hospitals, they don't use that. They use chlorhexidine, and that's the pink stuff in Australia that they use. And then in surgeries, they use iodine. The alcohol on your skin is ruining it, and then that's just going to create, the skin is the largest organ on our body. And so you're creating cracks in it. Like, the alcohol dehydrates it. Why are you creating cracks in your skin, making yourself more susceptible for something, a pathogen to come in to your skin? So, yeah, and I think it's good. I especially don't like seeing people scared. And, you know, sometimes when you just say things and it's just like you're de-zombifying them because they're just in this trance of like believing all the fear. So yeah, no, that's great. That's a great story about you chatting with the cyclists.
Hang on. There's some smart ass in chat I just want to delete.
Oh yeah.
Peekay talking to kids. LOL. What the fuck is that? Honestly.
I'm 28.
No, I don't know if that refers to you or the family that I spoke to. I mean, I won't give this fucking idiot.
Nah, who cares? What about this one? Do you guys think this second wave lockdown is going to happen, or will they keep easing off? And what can people do to get away from all this?
Where's that? All right.
So what about this second wave? I reckon it's definitely going to happen. And then if you look at like the numbers, you know, you don't have to believe anything, you know, but I just think it's really interesting that there's like 6,666 days from September 11, 2001 to the 12th of December 2019. So that was the first, you know, coronavirus case in Wuhan in a medical journal. So I just think that number is really interesting, 6,666. And then when you count the number of months from September 11, September 2001 to March 2020, it's 222 months. So like there just seems to be recurring, you know, years, like numbers and things like that. So I reckon this will probably go on to 2022. It wouldn't surprise me. And then, you know, you've also got, you know, just like I just see goals and stuff like that, you know, whether it's the UN or whether I see things from my cybersecurity course, and you know, like they definitely want to get all these things built. Like for IoT, there's the estimate that there's going to be at least 30 million connected devices by this year. So I mean, like that's a lot of infrastructure that they're going to build to get all those sensors in. And then what can people do? Oh, don't apologize. Oh, it's your show.
You're ready to chat. I can't see. Hang on.
So I got really angry at the start of the year, especially with this whole isolating the elderly in nursing homes, because you already know anyone with a medical or scientific background or anyone can just be a researcher, and just the geriatric population already have high rates of you know, morbidity and mortality from the coronavirus. And you know, isolation is a known risk factor for worsening morbidity and mortality. And so it made me really angry, because isolating a population that has worse outcomes because of that risk factor, it's going to result in a lot more deaths. And so that made me really angry, because it's like, well, it's just having basic rational thought, you know, you realize that there's going to be a lot of elderly dying, and that's because a risk factor for morbidity and mortality was increased when they isolated them. So I think that's really horrible that they did that, because that's a known fact in medical journals, that isolation increases death rates among the elderly.
Sheikha, just on that, the term lockdown is a term that you use for prisoners to lock, you know, to lock themselves down, like we're prisoners. But
yeah,
exactly like you said. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Keep going.
But yeah. So locking us down, and it was actually just really interesting. So on my course, I saw I saw the word virtual networks, because I've got to learn a bit of networking and stuff in my IT course. And it just made me think of virtue signaling, and how that's been like a term that's been pushed, you know, people who virtue signal on social media. And it just like it just really made me think about how many things are really like pre-programming and conditioning. You know, because if people think that the future is martial law, if people think that the future is, you know, this horrible thing, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then, you know, people do become, you know, when they're in a state of fear and stress, they become more ill. You have a compromised immune system. Like I was 26 and I got shingles. So I was like teaching up to 20 hours of lab classes and then doing my research as part of working towards like my PhD in medicine. And I got shingles, which is only seen in the elderly, or, you know, someone in their having a midlife crisis, or someone who's gone through a death in their 40s or 50s of like a parent. But like I got it at 26, and I remember like a doctor saying they got it as well. But it, you know, it's just like you can become so stressed that your immune system is so compromised. It's like an elderly person when you're in your 20s. And, you know, that's what the capacity of fear and stress is. It's debilitating. It's debilitating to your health. And so, you know, I guess a lot of this lockdown, it's a lot of this fear mongering, and fear and stress is a terrible, it'll decline your health.
Just on that, have you followed Andrew Kaufman?
No.
Well, go to my archive.org Peekay Truth. If anyone hasn't gone there, check out Dr. Andrew Kaufman, and he talks about
Okay. Yeah.
and how all this is an absolute load of bullshit. And as Mad Pyman, my friend, just mentioned before, let me click. Isolation isn't good for anyone. What they use, not only here in Australia, America, whatever, but I'm just talking about Australia and Victoria. They got these fucking clowns, medical health experts that wouldn't know shit from clay, who make the decisions. You know, the politicians like Scummo and Andrews and that fucking ski slope nose fucking thing in New South Wales. What a hole that fucking thing is. They use this excuse, oh, we just take the advice from medical experts who wouldn't know shit from fucking clay. And they're telling us, excuse me, someone's calling me. They can fuck off. They are telling us to go into lockdown.
Okay.
Where we should be going out, getting sunlight, getting vitamin D.
Yeah.
And this shit, not so much in Australia now because it's winter, but in the UK, where it's a heat wave supposedly, how dare you go to the fucking beach and get vitamin D and sun? And, you know, it's fucking beyond. And these are medical experts that are telling us. And in one breath, they're saying, oh, you know, the warmer temperature killed viruses. But no, stay
so funny.
Fucking house and watch the fucking TV and listen to the radio and to listen to the fucking. Honestly, Ashika, I don't turn the TV off. I unplug the plug. I don't listen to the radio.
Good. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Don't worry about it.
I go to golf this morning, honestly, because I had the radio on the sports channel. Every fucking second word is COVID.
I can't listen to it.
Then you had the ads between, during this COVID crisis, you can do during this COVID, let's fucking do this. It's all fucking brainwashed in the people.
It is.
It's saturation.
It's nonsense. Don't worry. Don't give it your emotion. It's not worth it.
I am not fucking worried. It doesn't fucking worry me one single bit.
Good.
I laugh shit, and I just think when I see an idiot wearing a mask, I said, "Oh, fucking, you are." Please take the vaccine. Please, like I said at the start, the guy I play golf with is a fucking dead set dumb fuck. A dumb fuck. It comes to because he's wrapped. He's getting his extra dollars because he's unemployed. I don't give a fuck. I said, if they come knock on your door in 2 weeks' time and say, vaccine, no money, he said, oh, fuck, take the vaccine. And that's what they want. That's why they keep pouring all this fucking money.
That's all right. It's okay. Like, I don't even think the vaccinations are going to be mandatory. I think that's another fear tactic, because they don't actually have to introduce the vaccination, because people are already inducing the fear response that they want from people. So I don't think it's, and when you look at the bills actually being passed around the world, none of them have got to do, with these fear agendas of, whatever it is, vaccinations or whatever. They're all like telecommunications bills, they're liability bills. And so whatever this mainstream stuff, the things that they're saying, are consequences of the COVID, I mean, that's all bullshit. You just look at the parliament, look at, congress.gov, and you can that's the American site, but you can look at the Australian one. And, unless it's actually being passed as a bill or it's got a reading, it's not something that is on the COVID agenda, in my opinion, because it's like everything else on the news. The media is a medium. It's a medium of propagation of lies, of a story, of a narrative. And so if the media are pushing stories about a vaccination, it's because it's a false story. It's a narrative.
I'll tell you what, how about the fucking mainstream media go in lockdown for a fucking month, then the whole world will change overnight. Please, mainstream media, fuck off for a month, and we'll see how the world changes. Because then we're going to put up this fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Honestly, they are the virus. They are the fucking virus. And people should be ringing up and saying, get the fuck out of here. We don't want to hear this shit.
No, we don't.
Do that. Honestly, they are the virus.
They are. I haven't had a TV in over a decade since I moved out, and like, it's good. Like, it just, why do you need it? Like, and and it's so lucky I've got YouTubers that I follow who actually read the news, because I couldn't. I just think it's bullshit. Like,
I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this as I'll mention this again.
Oh, you can call me Ash.
Ash, sorry.
Oh, yeah, well, Ashika, I don't mind.
Not one single person in fucking Australia has died in a fucking month, even with their bullshit statistics. Then, in the last week, they had to come up with someone who died 2 months ago. 2 fucking months ago, an 85-year-old died from a heart attack. They had to list it as a COVID-19 fucking statistic. And another guy, an 89-year-old, unnamed, unfucking named as always, in a nursing home as a Victorian statistic. 2 people in the last 5 weeks. No one has died from this fucking bullshit Black Lives Matter protest where 10,000 people in 3, 4, 5 cities throughout Australia, we'll stick to fucking Melbourne, 10,000 people side by side for 6 fucking hours. 6 hours, and we're going to worry about standing in a shopping fucking checkout for 2 minutes, 6 feet apart. But no one contracted this fucking virus in the Black Lives Matter shit. What the fuck is going on here? And the bullshit I'll just tell you about the 6 fucking feet bullshit. Yeah. A 14-year-old in a school project years ago said that's how far someone might sneeze, and they catch this fucking virus because I've sneezed 6 fucking feet. So we'll use 6 fucking feet. The world is fucked. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's great. I mean, I mean, it's madness. Like, it's insanity. You got to call it what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ash. I mean,
don't be sorry. You're great. You make me laugh every day I watch your videos. It's so good.
It's not a joke, though. It's not a fucking joke. It's not. Got to the point. It's not a joke, Ash. I mean, I like to fucking, I like to bring you, and I make my videos, and I really feel these fucking idiots that are doing this shit. But it's got beyond that. It's got beyond that.
I know, but see, this is why, like, I talk about, like, the smart cities and the bills, because they're just going to get it built. And so, whether people are going to be sheep, for the next few years, while the smart cities are being built, or whether they're going to be, awake and thinking about what's really going on. I mean, like, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say it's inconsequential, but worrying about, like, I don't even use words like sheeple, because I just think, like, why would I degrade another human being and say that they're a sheeple when really they're just conditioned? Like, I used to be in this fundamentalist, and I call it a cult, Christian, church. That, brainwashing is a real thing. People can become just so mind controlled, and they can become like zombies where they don't think what they're doing. And so, and I know some people do get, caught up in thinking about things like depopulation and, Georgia Guidestones. And I mean, none of that kind of stuff's going through legislation. And so that's not where I find the agenda is. And so, they're just going to build these smart cities. They're going to build the infrastructure. We can see it in the bills. They've got the telecommunication amendments through, so it's just going to happen. So, yeah, I just, like, I know it can be really upsetting as well to see people be scared or, not questioning all these restrictions.
The thing is, Ash, they've got the numbers. It's a losing battle. We are being demonized for trying to wake people up, but they know they've got the numbers. And when it comes to the big agenda, and I'm telling you now, we know the New World Order is the big agenda, but the vaccination is the big agenda. And they've got us by the balls. Because
see, I disagree. I think it's all fear mongering.
It's fear mongering, right? But telling you now, that's why they are stretching this bullshit out. They're flattening the curve.
No, it's not about vaccinations. They don't give a shit about it. If they did, you would see it in the bills.
Whoa. Okay, we disagree there, but I'm telling you, that's what it's about, because what's in that vaccination, if you watch Andrew Kaufman, it's all about the changing our DNA and all fucking shit like that. Don't want to get into it. It is bad, whether it's going to, whatever. The vaccination, whether it's the microchip, whatever. That is the number one agenda of this whole fucking scandemic, and I'll guarantee that.
All right. Well, I think it's about the building of the infrastructure for the smart cities. I don't think it's about vaccinations.
They could do that anytime. They could do that.
No, they can't. I know machine learning algorithms. Like, I've looked at, I've had to write them, in workshops and things like that. So, the whole, and I just realized when I was on the bus a few months ago that, the reason why they needed all the traffic off the roads and stuff was to teach the AI, so the artificial intelligence of the self-driving buses. So when you write machine learning algorithms, it's got a self-correcting mechanism in it. You've got to teach the machine learning. And so what I realized was, like, oh my God, it's so obvious. The reason why they needed people in lockdown was that they could still, because I know a train driver in Sydney, and he was saying, yeah, they're still making us drive the trains and everything at like 80%, of the schedule, even though they're empty. So this was back in like March. And so they still, still have the trains running and everything. And it's because they needed to get the clean data sets, I reckon. So you get the clean data sets because you don't have the humans on the road, or as many humans, because everyone's in their home. And so, like, that's what I realized. And it's just like, it makes sense that, keeping people in their home means that, the traffic authorities, they can, get their self-driving algorithms, really, sophisticated. And it makes sense as well. Like, when you think about, how they stopped all the airplane traffic as well. Like, I was reading up in my course about the AI behind, autopilot and stuff like that. So, like, that's why I think it is about the smart cities.
You're right about all what you said, but what you're saying is probably about 10% of what really is their agenda, to be honest. 10%.
I don't know. I really don't buy this vaccination stuff. I really don't.
Ash, it's all about total control of the human population, depopulation, I should say. That's what it's about. Don't worry about smart cities. That is just one part of this whole agenda. You know, they could do that tomorrow. Smart cities. They could build smart cities between Melbourne and
They
Sydney.
can kill the population with fear alone. With fear alone, they can give people can be so immunocompromised with fear alone. They don't actually need to do the act. That's how powerful psychological manipulation is. Like, they don't need to do the act of vaccinating people. People are that fearful of the vaccination. They get all worked up, all emotionally stressed. You know, all the capillaries and all their skin are dilated. Their pupils are dilated constantly because they're hypervigilant. They're in a state of fear. So they don't even need to give anyone a vaccination. And, you know,
the whole world is in a state of fear right now. And the vaccination is just the topping up where, like I said, whether it's the microchip, whatever whatever it is, whether everyone's going to just drop dead within seconds, I doubt that. But that is the number one agenda. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is out there fucking coming out with 7.5 billion people must get vaccinated before we get back to the.
But who is he? He's not even a doctor. He got an honorary doctorate. It's all bullshit. This is all the media pushing the narrative of fear. It's not real. None of that's reality.
Ash, you know that. I know that. Everyone in chat knows that. But 99% of fucking people don't know that. Come on. They think Bill Gates is a philanthropist, one of the most amazing fucking people on this planet.
I can make, so I can create sensors, I can make simulations with RFID chips and all of that. And, it's all a red herring, the looking at vaccinations and it's all just fear mongering, the smart things that I can build. And, I was looking into 5G as well. Like, I used to be a scientist, like I said, so I wanted to do like the ionization equations and stuff like that myself. And then when you realize the bigger psychological impact of fear, and you just kind of, and then, you can just see so many, like the World Economic Forum, you look at their website and it labels it the Great Reset. Have you seen the World Economic Forum? Yeah, I mean, it's just, they're telling us it's, that's their goal. They're going to do it, in the next few years. So, that's why they want everyone at home and in a state of fear. Like, it's not, I don't buy the vaccinations or the 5G anymore.
Wow. All right. I don't think we differ here, but we. I like what you say. It is the four-letter F word, fear. That's how they control us. Once we fear, we look to the supposed governments that we elect. The fucking piece of garbage that the in between the fucking whoever controls this fucking world.
Yeah.
You tell me, Ash, who controls this world?
I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know.
All right. I'm sorry, Ash. I've just been told by Christina we're going to shut this down because there's too much ogling going on here. So, Ash, thanks for coming on.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for all that you do. You're amazing.
Everyone wants to know what brand of toothpaste you use.
Oh, no, I've actually just, been brushing my teeth with, like some natural stuff. Yeah.
Like what?
Or just, some bicarb. But, no, I think maybe because I've got brown skin, it just makes my teeth look white. I don't know. It might be Yeah.
You don't use Colgate's fluoride?
No.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, I don't. What do I use? I don't use fluoride toothpaste for sure. For starters, I get another. There's not many. There's 3 or 4 that
Yeah.
I've stocked up for a long time. But yeah. Anyway, what are you drinking there?
A coffee.
Coffee. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
thanks for coming on. Will you be here next week?
Yeah, I can come on. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you got some more to sort of talk about because you've been pretty quiet, haven't said much.
Oh.
Joking. Anyway, everyone that's been in chat, I hope you appreciate Ash coming on, and anyone that's wants to come on as well and do the same thing. Ash, have you been on a podcast before?
Yeah, I've been on like some with Fakeologist.
Really?
But I haven't done any of these live ones. I think
Oh, well, they were dead ones, were they? All right. Like I said at the start, this is what it's all about. No one here in chat would have known who Ash was. And by God, she's come out here and spoke, her mind. And hopefully, you've taken something out of what she said. And that's what it's about. It's about everyone getting out there and saying their piece.
Yeah.
Because I hate that term. I mean, it's a great term.
We're all in it together.
Oh, there she said it. That's exactly it. And that's what they do, Ash. They use our terms.
Yeah.
Like fake news. They use fake news and they turn it around 180. And the other one, Cove idiots. Cove idiots, which is brought up by someone, a good person, calling these idiots, follow this shit, Cove idiots, and the media turned it around and used it to make us look like idiots, Cove idiots. So it's great. Hang on, she's been a fake. Just reading some comments. Anyway, yeah. All right, Ash, great to have you on. Go brush your teeth before you go to bed because there's a few stains I can see there. Only joke. Anyway, hopefully there's going to be a few more come on next week. I really thought there's going to be a few more, but anyway, if you want to come on, the opportunity's yours. And Ash took that opportunity. And what? Are you thankful for it or what?
Yeah, I'm really honored. Thank you. You're amazing. You make me laugh. I love it.
All right, Ash. Thanks for coming on. And everyone, I hope you enjoyed the show. And we will see you next week. Cheers, everyone.